Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to Bald Father Bets. So it is Thursday night, which means we have NFL Thursday Night Football. We'll give you a recap of how Monday night went, and then also what we have in terms of the early plays that we've already posted in community posts for this upcoming weekend. So, again, reminder, as always, if you're following along with us, if you're winning with us, if you're betting with us, please just subscribe, notifications on, like, comment, share. We'll always keep this channel free, just looking to grow it and get it into the YouTube algorithm of those who enjoy football or those who enjoy betting on football. So, recap of Monday night, where we went 3-2 in terms of units. We had 2 units on Miami. That obviously lost. It's unfortunate. If we had known ahead of time that Mason Rudolph would have played, obviously that's impossible to know because Will Levis went out with the injury. But if we had known ahead of time, 100% we would have been on the Titans. Mason Rudolph is about 1.5 to 2 times, well, actually more than 2 times as good as Will Levis because he doesn't turn the ball over. And unfortunately, he came into the game actually quite early, and then that gave the Titans the upper hand there in Miami. So lost there, but then we had 3 units on the Lions, and they won and they covered. Really looked like their old selves again on offense. Obviously, Jared Goff had a perfect game, so that was a big win for us, and then getting us to 3-2 on the night for Monday Night Football. So looking at tonight, where we have Thursday Night Football, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Line is currently sitting at 2.5. You can also get it at 2 at some books. So if you are leaning Buccaneers, 2.5, and if you are leaning Falcons, 2. Line came up from 1.5 up to that point today. So we are going to be on the Falcons, laying the 2 points here. Like them at home, ultimately like them actually in this division. Tampa Bay has played well, and they are coming off of a real hot streak here. But if you look at some of their games, such as the Lions game where they won but were outgained, had less first downs, really kind of Lions gave that game away versus Tampa Bay winning it. And then you look at the Falcons, where they've been in last second game with the Chiefs, where if they had kicked 2 field goals, they would have won. Kind of like the chances here that the Falcons are starting to put things together. Also, atmosphere in Atlanta for a Thursday night football game should be electric at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And we like the Falcons to get the cover here at -2. So we're going to take that one for 1 unit. Nothing crazy. But do like the Falcons tonight at minus the 2 for 1 unit. So then looking ahead into the weekend, college football is what we call a sleepy slate. So not a lot of matchups, really only one ranked versus ranked matchups, but a lot of ranked teams who are taking on conference opponents, and a lot of teams who have massive games for the all famous now October 12th college football slate, and they are having a kind of a test before. So, will they be up to speed? Will they play their best game, or are they looking ahead? And then also some plays that we've already made for Sunday. And again, all of these were posted in the community post, so that's really why you need to have those notifications on to make sure that you're getting those plays at the lines when they're released, because oftentimes we'll make these early plays when we anticipate line movement. So starting out with Friday night, we are taking Michigan State plus the 24 for 1 unit against Oregon. Like Jonathan Smith's chances against Dan Lanning, as he has coached him previously, or he's done well in this coaching matchup previously when he was at Oregon State. And just think that 24 is too many points there. Ohio State is a all-time team, and there are parts of that where Michigan State actually played them well last weekend. Obviously, they got dominated, but you can see there kind of where Michigan State is putting things together. Aiden Childs, I think, is going to be a star, and this is an opportunity that he has on a big stage on a Friday night, and weird things happen on Friday night. So Michigan State plus the 24 for 1 unit. We're going to be laying the 27 with Penn State for 1 unit. Excuse me. Penn State is a top-tier team. I don't think people have completely caught up to that yet. Andy Kotelnicki has completely unlocked that offense, and UCLA is what I consider abysmal. They're bad. So we will be taking Penn State minus the 27, and that's going to be for 1 unit. We're going to be taking Auburn plus the 24.5 against Georgia. I know, how could you do that? Georgia coming off the loss, they're going to be angry. Auburn's another team that really probably should be 5-0 this year. Turnovers have kind of kept them out of some games. Like their chances to keep this one close against Georgia, so Auburn plus the 24.5. Again, that's 1 unit. We're taking Rutgers plus the 7.5 against Nebraska. Rutgers is a top team right now in the Big Ten, especially when you look at their schedule. They have an opportunity to maybe go 10-2, 11-1. They do not have many more tough games coming up. This is going to be one of their biggest tests. I still think Nebraska is a little bit overvalued. Again, they've played well, but they have also had some very difficult games, and the offense is not quite as good as initially thought under Dylan Raiola. Like Rutgers plus the 7.5 there for 1 unit. Like Clemson laying the 14.5, and you can actually get that one now at 14. But we have Clemson, we're laying the 14.5 with them. I do not believe that models have truly caught up to how bad Florida State is, and so you're always gonna, until they do catch up to that, these lines are gonna be a little bit juiced, I would say, in that favor. We did make this play when DJU was expected to be quarterback. He is out, and Brock Glenn will be starting. We'll see if that improves Florida State, but still like this play for 1 unit with Clemson minus the 14.5. We're taking Arkansas plus the 14 against Tennessee. Tennessee's very good. This is a big game for Arkansas. It's going to be prime time, the night game on ABC. Chance for Bobby Petrino to kind of unleash what he has with Taylon Green. Don't like Arkansas to get a win, just like them to get a cover here. Tennessee has had a pretty difficult stretch, and we'll see how they respond here as they play in Fayetteville at Arkansas. So like Arkansas plus the 14. Taking Minnesota plus 8.5, and again, that one's going to be for 1 unit against USC. USC played well in the second half yesterday, but they were last week, but they were really struggling against Wisconsin. And Minnesota's going to try to do to USC the same thing that Michigan and Wisconsin have done, where they dominate them at the line of scrimmage. I think 8.5 points is too many for this, and we're going to be taking Minnesota plus the 8.5. We are taking Washington minus the 2.5 against Michigan. I know this seems like a crazy line. Washington, in a way, should be undefeated this year, or at minimum have their only loss to Washington State. Especially in the Rutgers game, they outgained them, had more first downs. They just kind of got in their own way. They've moved the ball extremely well on this season. They just haven't been able to punch it in when they've gotten into the red zone. So like their chances here to get the win against Michigan, especially being home, team traveling all the way from Ann Arbor out to Seattle, east traveling to west, something that the players are not used to yet in the Big Ten, and we like Washington's chances here, minus the 2 for 1 unit. And then we have California plus the 10.5 against Miami. Game day, heading out to Cal, extremely late kickoff for an East Coast team. Again, a massive travel. Miami heading east to west out to California and Berkeley. Think that Cal will be up for this one. Think that they will want to put on a show. The Coke versus Woke is an interesting trending thing that their Twitter account cooked up. But excited to see the game day in California at Berkeley for the first time, and we like Cal's chances here to get the cover, so we're taking them plus the 11 for 1 unit. Then looking ahead to Sunday, we have the Jets plus the 3.5 for 2 units. Plus the 3 for 2 units. That line has come down. There are a few places where you can still get it at 3, but like them for 2 units in that morning game in London going up against the Vikings. Think we're kind of at a sell high spot for the Vikings. Like the Browns plus the 3.5. Think this is a good bounce back spot for the Browns. Know they've been having issues, but again, when you have the Browns and they're getting points, really kind of like their chances. Think the Commanders are in a bit of a sell high spot as well, buy low spot on the Browns, and like them plus the 3.5. Like the Jaguars minus the 2. Again, Colts here are in an interesting spot. They hardly ever win when they go down to Jacksonville. I really hope Anthony Richardson plays for the Colts. If it ends up being Flacco, I'm going to be a little less confident in this, but like the Jaguars for 1 unit. Jaguars are one of the top run defenses in the NFL. They give up a lot against the pass, which is why I prefer Anthony Richardson plays over Joe Flacco, but we'll see how it goes. Taking the Cardinals plus the 7.5 against the 49ers. That one's going to be for 1 unit as well, division game. I think they can keep this one within a touchdown. 49ers still dealing with injuries, not to the extent that they were previously, but they are still dealing with injuries. And then we're taking the Rams plus the 3.5 at home against the Packers. Rams, a very different team home and away this year. A lot of that has to do with Matthew Stafford outdoors. And like this coaching matchup where Sean McVay going up against someone that is one of his disciples in LaFleur, and like his ability here to get the cover. So that's it in terms of the ones that we've played so far. We've already put the community posts on. Obviously, we'll come at you guys with a video Saturday morning for college football, recapping what we've already played and then anything that we add between now and then. And then again, we'll come at you Sunday where we will pick every NFL game against the spread, and then we'll follow up on Monday Night Football. I appreciate you guys being with us. Again, please subscribe, notifications on, share, like, comment. Just want to grow this channel. We'll always keep this free, but you guys enjoy Thursday Night Football. Bye-bye.